Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kate, and today we are talking all about mysteries and thrillers. I've been building quite a collection of mystery thriller books, but these are all the ones that I haven't read yet. So today I'm going to walk you through the 12 mystery and thriller books that have been sitting on my bookshelf just waiting for me to devour them. But I will be doing a fun little spin where I actually have these sorted in order by rank from lowest amount of stars to most amount of stars as on Goodreads. So let's get started. So our very first book that we're going to start with is actually a lie. And the lie is that I have read this book, and the only reason why I'm including it in this list is because I literally just finished it. It's the last book that I just read. And that book is dun dun dun, dun The Sanatorium. So basically, the book is about a group of people that are stuck in a hotel that's being renovated that used to be a sanatorium, and people go missing. The main character is a detective, so obviously she's trying to solve the crime while keeping everybody safe while they are essentially trapped here in the sanatorium. I actually really liked the mystery aspect of this book. I did feel like there were some components that were just slightly far-fetched and maybe just did not really need to be included. I feel like maybe there was just too much. So ultimately, I gave this book 3 stars, and this is the lowest ranking book on my mystery thrillers, and it has a 3.37 stars on Goodreads. All right, moving along. Next on my list is When I'm Dead by Hannah Morrissey. This is actually one of the books that I got from Book of the Month. And let me just say for a second, I had Book of the Month for a while. I totally forgot about getting my books for a while, and I ordered probably like 10 at one time just so I could cancel my subscription because it was just starting to become a little too much. So I didn't really know anything about this book. I literally just picked it up because I thought that the cover was really beautiful. But this book is actually number 3 on the Black Harbor series. And even though it's a part of a series, this book can be read as a standalone. So this book has a 3.6 on Goodreads right now. And just a quick synopsis is one girl murdered, another one missing, and a medical examiner desperate to uncover the truth in the latest Black Harbor mystery by acclaimed author Hannah Morrissey. And it looks like this book is set in October, which should make it to be a very fun October read. Next up is a book that has been on my shelf for probably 2 years now. I bought this book back in 2022 with the intention to read it in October, and then last year I picked it back up and I still didn't read it, and I'm hoping that I'm actually going to get to it this year. And that book is Plain Bad Heroines by Emily Danforth. What really made me pick up this book is that I love the cover. The cover is beautiful. It's obviously very spooky. I also love that some of the pages have these like drawings and stuff in it. I mean, like for example, like this. Like I love when books have these kind of components in them. I think that it just gives it something else. It adds something to the book. So even though this book has 3.65 stars on Goodreads, it was nominated for Best Horror Books in 2020. So this book is a story within a story. The story begins in 1902 at the Brookhant School for Girls, where 2 girls die under mysterious circumstances. Decades later, a group of filmmakers arrive at the school to make a movie about the tragic events. Only they encounter strange occurrences themselves. So the novel weaves together secrets, scandals, and supernatural tensions as the past and the present collide. So I'm hoping that this year will be the year that I finally get to read this book. Next up on my list is No One Can Know by Kate Alice Marshall. So this was another one of those books that I picked up from Book of the Month with my credits. I don't actually know a whole lot about it, but what I can say is 3 sisters, 2 murders, and too many secrets to count. I mean, I love a good murder mystery. Obviously, what caught my eye was the cover. I love this cover. I think the cover is beautiful. I love this little piece right here. And yeah, let me know if you have read this book. I have not really heard a whole lot about it. I don't know really anything about it. Good. And whenever I try to look it up on Goodreads, it is just totally in a whole other language. And I don't know if that's just the me thing or what, but if you loved it, if you hated it, let me know. Next on my list with 3.7 stars is And There He Kept Her. I mean, I remember picking up this book on just a random shelf at Barnes& and Noble. I don't think it was Book Talk. It might have just been like a mystery shelf. Unrelentingly suspenseful, and written with piercing gaze into the dark depths of the human soul, and there he kept her, is a thrilling page-turner that introduces readers to a complicated new hero and forces us to consider the true nature of evil. So obviously, I think that this book is going to be about somebody that's kept locked up, and obviously we find out about it, and there's mystery, and so yeah, so this has been something that has been on my shelf for a while, probably at least over a year now. And I don't know if I'm going to get to it this October, maybe hopefully soon by the end of the year or into early next year. Continuing on. This book also has a 3.7 on Goodreads, and that book is The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware. So this book is about a journalist that is given an assignment on a luxury cruise. So as the week goes on the cruise, it sounds like there's some storms at sea where the main character, Lo, sees a woman thrown overboard. But it seems that all the passengers are accounted for and that the ship continues to move on as if nothing happened. So obviously, as a journalist, I bet that she cannot let that go. So this book was a nominee for Best Mystery and Thriller back in 2016. Next on the list is What She Knew by Jilly Macmillan. This has a 3.85 stars on Goodreads and is pretty much, it seems to be about a woman whose child has gone missing and probably someone a lot closer to her kidnapped the child than what we think. Obviously, as a parent, this is a parent's worst nightmare. That's probably why I've avoided reading this book altogether, because I hate books where children go missing, because as a parent, that's my biggest fear, that one of my children will go missing. But also maybe that gives a super real element into why it's going to be a great thriller for me to read. Up next, we have another book by Kate Alice Marshall, and that book is What Lies in the Woods. This book has a 3.96 stars on Goodreads, which is almost a 4-star. So this book was nominated for Best Mystery Thriller back in 2023. So it looks like that there was a girl that got stabbed 17 times, and due to testimony, some of the other girls put away a serial killer in jail. But it seems that the friends all have a secret worth killing for. Now where friends want to come clean and others don't, there's obviously gonna be some drama. Very spooky mystery thriller. This next book I think was my very first Book of the Month Club book, and that is A Flicker in the Dark by Stacey Willingham. This book was nominated for Best Mystery Thriller and Debut Novel back in 2022. So when Chloe Davis was 12, 6 teenage girls went missing in her small Louisiana town. By the end of the summer, Chloe's father had been arrested as a serial killer and promptly put in prison. Chloe and the rest of her family were left to grapple with the truth and try to move forward while dealing with the aftermath. So this is sure to be very interesting. Now for our very first 4-star read on the list, which is Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. So this seems to be a book about a woman's daughter who has gone missing, and then when she sees someone else's kid who looks exactly like her daughter, obviously that sparks some unanswered questions. So this book is all about what happened to the daughter, where did she go, and what secrets are hiding. Next on the list, also as a 4-star read, is These Silent Woods. So for years, Cooper and his daughter have lived in a secluded area in the woods due to some secrets that Cooper has. And Finch, Cooper's daughter, is starting to push back on this secluded lifestyle. There's only one person that knows that they exist out there, who is Cooper's friend Jake. And all of a sudden, Jake disappears. And as Jake disappears, a stranger wanders into their woods. Cooper is basically forced to decide whether to keep hiding or finally face the sins of his past. This book is described as vividly atmospheric and masterfully tense. It's a story of survival and sacrifice. And what's more spooky than the woods? Super spooky. And the last book on our list with a 4-star review is Gone Girl. Now, obviously, I've watched the movie. I know what happens in Gone Girl. I'm sure that you do too. But we all know that movies don't always touch on everything in the book, so this has been on my list to read. Just because while I was fascinated by the movie, I want to know all the more deeper things inside the book that we didn't get to see. So there you go, 12 mystery thrillers that I haven't read yet, with the exception of one. Let me know in the comments if you've read any of these books, which ones you think I should start out with, which ones do you think are worth my time the most, and maybe which ones I should make sure to add to my October TBR. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, and please subscribe to my channel for more bookish content. So I will be posting a lot more reading vlogs and TBR videos, all of which you won't want to miss out on. So until next time, happy reading!